So it's been 1 month now since I first got my hands on the iPhone Air. In this video, I want to share with you some of the experiences I've had with this phone in my first month of use, how it compares to the iPhone 17 and iPhone 17 Pro, and also the Galaxy S25 Edge, because I definitely have a preference between these two as far as the slim phones that are available on the market right now. So starting with price, the retail price is $1,000. So that is definitely one of the entry points of this phone. You are paying a high price for it and giving up some features and functionalities on it. But overall, I cannot understate how nice of a feel in the hand this iPhone Air is. Every single time you pick it up, it's an absolute joy. There are really nice titanium sidings on this that have really good grip on it, in addition to this very slim form factor overall, even though this top portion is pretty chunky on its own. So that is what has kept me coming back to it time and time again, even though there are some compromises going with this device specifically. But starting with the display, that's definitely the star of the show here. The 6.5-inch screen on this, in this slim of a form factor, in this light of a weight. Overall, even though these devices aren't super popular here at launch, I've been really enjoying the lighter and slimmer overall design while still having larger displays on these phones. So even though I've been really enjoying the base iPhone 17, it still just has the 6.3-inch screen, which I am definitely liking this larger size better as far as screen size. But one little nitpick I found with this iPhone Air is for some reason there is more gap at the top between the notch here and the top. So if I go to YouTube here, for example, you can just see it really kind of sticks out into your display. The time and the other metrics up here aren't at the very top of the display either. Whereas on the iPhone 17 on the left here, maybe it's not a night and day difference, but that notch is a little bit higher at the top. So I did find in some instances that it still feels like a similar amount of screen space given the UI, for whatever reason, is a little bit off on this iPhone Air seemingly. And if I open up both of the cameras here, there is a little bit more of black bar action I found on the iPhone Air, even though it is a little bit larger. So while I have enjoyed the larger screen overall, there are a lot of instances that I'm still getting by with the base iPhone despite having just the 6.3-inch versus the 6.5-inch screen. When you're just generally using the phone, it's a very enjoyable experience having a bit of a larger display. This is definitely the best feeling iPhone I have ever used, which I think is worth mentioning because in the years past, like on the iPhone 13 Pro Max I have here, it's just very heavy, very sharp edges on a lot of these past gen iPhones from a few years ago. Whereas a much more rounder feeling on these newer iPhones. I will say the S25 Edge does have a little bit of a sharper feel. It does have some sharper edges on the sides. So this iPhone Air is extremely comfortable to hold and use in the hand. It does still have a little bit of pocket presence just given the larger size of it. But in my average everyday use cases, this has been an extremely enjoyable phone to use. And I've also enjoyed using the camera a lot as well, even though it is just the single lens on this. Compared to dual lens and triple lens setups of the other iPhones, this still takes excellent photos, excellent videos. You are just simply missing out on an ultra wide lens and more zoom capabilities, but again, for everyday use, it's honestly a very good experience. And also to my surprise, thermals have been perfectly fine on this iPhone Air. I did a test where I was just filming in 4K 60 for an hour straight. Device did not get hot at all. The screen did not dim on me. Whereas on the iPhone 17 Pro, the screen actually dimmed on me 30 minutes into the test, and the 17 Pro felt significantly warmer to the hand. I understand that that device has some specific designs as far as heat dissipation and things, but the whole phone felt warm, whereas the iPhone Air just felt warm in the area of its processor up near the camera bump. So some of the main concerns I hear from people out there, such as battery life and thermals, they're actually not that bad here on the Air. Also, battery life, to my surprise, it wasn't really a major issue on this iPhone Air. Taking a look at some battery metrics, in one of my use cases, using 96% of the battery, I got 5 hours of screen on time. I would say that's pretty acceptable considering the form factor this is. And then in a lighter use case, I got 5 hours of screen time, which is 58% of the battery use. So if you are doing light tasks on this, battery is honestly perfectly fine. I did then go into the second day for another hour and a half. So in this battery cycle, I got closer to 7 hours of screen on time over a day and a half or so. If you're doing lighter things on the phone, the battery is absolutely fine on this. However, one of the major downsides of this iPhone Air is just the single speaker setup on this. I could immediately tell when watching content that the speaker experience was not very good. Also took some phone calls, and the speakerphone, at times I had to keep cranking up the volume and bring the phone close to me to try and hear what the other person was saying. And it's honestly one of the major reasons why I am preferring the S25 Edge more than this iPhone Air. Even though the Air feels incredible, we have a dual speaker setup on this S25 Edge. For me personally, when you're paying $1,000 for a phone, that is just not a compromise I'm willing to make. I did see a lot of comments of people saying, oh, just put in some AirPods, which when you consider the slim phone category, in my opinion, this is the type of device that is going to be with you and on you all the time. You're going to be doing everything on it since you are paying a bit of a premium for this type of phone. So for me personally, I'm trying to rely on these devices as much as possible for whatever it is I'm doing on a given day. And the single speaker setup is just not cutting it for me on the iPhone Air with phone calls, with media, with pretty much anything volume related. I like to edit a lot of videos and watch videos back on my phone. So even though I have thoroughly enjoyed using this iPhone Air for the past month, I absolutely love the look, feel, and design of it. Everything about it is honestly great, except for some slightly slower charging speeds, slower transfer speeds on this as well. For me personally, just there are some glaring omissions on this iPhone Air for the price you pay for it. So even though I've really enjoyed the experience, I am going to be sending back this iPhone Air. Honestly, if this had the dual speaker setup, I would hold on to it. But with that in mind, I just don't think it's worth the $1,000 price considering all the other Apple devices with dual speaker setups, very good speakers. So let me know in the comments if I'm being too harsh on this Air and opting for another device entirely just because of the speaker situation. But I'll be curious to hear your thoughts on the iPhone Air in the comments below. Be sure to give a like on your way out. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.